I ain't see my man Vic Ramaswamy in a
The
while.
leadership of YouTube. Frankly, I probably could have called you privately, but I think it's better to just talk about this in the open on this particular issue. My understanding is in the last 24 hours, you locked the accounts and shut down the accounts of two guys, Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones. They have big followings on the American right.
Really? Did they?
I think it's better if you just unlock those accounts and let the guys be heard. And I say this not because I'm some particular fan or vice versa. At least one of them, Nick, is probably not a particularly big fan of mine. No more than Jimmy Kimmel is, by the way, for very different reasons. That's beside the point. It doesn't matter. The reason I'm asking you to do it is that censorship isn't good for America. It's antithetical to our culture. And we're the country on God's green earth where we're able to talk to each other in the open. And I want to credit YouTube and Google and your parent company and so much of your competitors in Silicon Valley for creating the first instance of the free and open internet with search engines. It's a beautiful thing for democratizing speech. But I think we take a step in the wrong direction when we choke those same technologies that allow us to access open debate and open ideas. It breeds discontent. It breeds frustration. It actually
They must have been talking about Israel, huh?
breeds mistrust. If you tell people they can't speak, that's when they scream. And if you tell people they can't scream, that's when they tear things down.
Hamas. The people of Gaza. That's exactly what they did. But anyway.
So I think free speech is a precondition for peace. It's a precondition for the scientific method. It's a precondition for our shared unity, our shared national identity as Americans. Now, I can understand why you might think that certain types of speech or certain things that are said that are hurtful to other people or that may spread misinformation or may they count as violent or dangerous threats shouldn't be allowed on your platform. I personally take a broad view of what type of speech is an expression of an opinion that's protected, but that's a separate discussion about whether somebody says a particular thing that you think doesn't belong on your platform. That's one category of speech moderation. There's a different category of saying that you may demonetize certain people. You're not going to pay them, that even if they're able to speak on your platform, it's not necessarily their right to be paid for doing so or putting advertisers next to their name. That's a separate discussion. Personally, I don't like any of those forms of speech suppression as a general matter, but at least those are discussions that reasonable minds can have. There's a whole separate third category of censorship, though, that I think is particularly harmful, which is the idea that just because of who you are, your name and who you are, you don't get to express any idea, whether it's misinformation, hateful speech, whether it's dangerous or whatever you deem it to be. Irrespective of that, you're not making that judgment. Just based on who you are, you don't get to speak. I think that breeds mistrust. I don't think that's good for our country. There's legal arguments to be had. I've made legal arguments elsewhere in my books, in Wall Street Journal pieces, and there are legal arguments that you could construct that say that if a tech company is protected by Section 230, a government-created shield of immunity, that if a tech company is responding, even indirectly, to the threats of government officials, maybe that is actually even a legal First Amendment violation. That's not even what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about is not a legal point, it's just a cultural point. It's the question of whether this is good or bad for America. And I think we live in a moment right now where when we tell people, whether it's the government or even a powerful company, when you tell people that because of who you are, you deserve not to be heard, I think that actually divides us.
That's exactly why people on the left and the right was like, whoa, you can't, the FCC, Trump, you can't tell Jimmy Kimmel to stop. He could make it. You could say that's not funny. You could say his ratings going down. But to threaten them, hey, you better do this or else I'm going to do this, is out of line, is out of pocket.
Even if it's done with the best of intentions of thinking it brings most of the rest of the country together, in the long run, it actually throws kerosene on the very flame you were trying to quash. And so that's my ask to you. I'm not trying to do this in some type of faux indignation, angry way that escalates some political fight. That's not the goal. I actually think that it's often possible to get to the right answer through just reasonable, open dialogue. That's what I hope this is. I hope you're able to reconsider a decision that you made that may have been a wrong decision. And I think we need more space as a country when people do make a wrong decision to be able to be given an off-ramp, to be able to say that, you know what, after thinking about it, yeah, we agree, we're persuaded that all else equal, even though we intended well, we ought to let people speak and be heard. That's what I hope happens here. And so my ask is, and again, speaking as a guy who, from Jimmy Kimmel to Nick Fuentes, probably don't like me very much. I don't care. That doesn't matter. It's not what this is about. It's not even about the content. It's about the principle. I'd ask you to restore the accounts of those guys, and believe me, it will be a down payment on beginning to reunite this country, a project on which we have yet a very long way to go. Thank
you. Vivek, I'm telling you, I would have voted him president in a flash. Him versus Trump, too. I would have bow. I would have voted him in a second. I wanted Vivek to go and be the president. He was talking so much sense, even stuff like that you don't agree with. Like he said, I don't agree with him, but hey, I don't like that. Or, yeah, I hope he runs again. Maybe he's going to run again against California governor, Gavin Newsom. Let me know what y'all think. Is he right? I had no idea that the accounts was done like that. Let's look at the comments for a second. YouTube needs free speech. They are still censoring conservatives. Always have. Alex Jones was banned because he was the one responsible for getting Trump elected the first. See, you can't start doing this and start getting into a rabbit hole. They did it because he was a Republican. They did it because he was a Democrat. We just seen Jimmy Kimmel get censored. He's a leftist, right? So we see a Nick Fuentes, who's probably independent. And you got Alex Jones, who's on the right. They just hit everybody at the table. So to say it's left, right, middle is stupid. It is crazy because Nick Fuentes calls out Republicans too. They don't like him. Just like Vivek, he's a Republican. He said Nick probably don't like me. So you got Jimmy, the left, Alex Jones on the right, Nick in the middle. Like they hitting everybody. So stop it with the division. People love to divide by color and by political party. It is the craziest thing. Free speech now compromised. They censored Trump on Twitter back then 4 years, and the left wants to preach about free speech. See, it's like, oh, they did it before, but how about you do this? Okay, listen. See how y'all censoring us now? That's the same way that we felt or y'all felt before. Okay, let's stop it. Instead, like people throwing punches. Oh, he hit me. Oh, he hit me. Oh, it's like a never ending. It's like the fucking kids outside, the gangbangers. Like, oh, he killed my brother. Oh, so I'm gonna kill his family. Then he gonna kill my family. I'm gonna kill his family. And then his homeboy gonna come. Who says, okay, you know what? My people died. We need to end it right here. Because I got other people over here I care about. And I don't want, if I hit you back, then they're gonna hit me back and they're gonna be at danger. So let's stop it. Instead, they do this bull. Just like they were saying, like if Jimmy Kimmel, if y'all let the FCC take him down, then what happens when there's when the Democrats come back into office in 4 or 8 years? When another Democratic president come in, then when they do it, they're gonna say, "Hey, look, we did this. Look, just like you did it to us and Jimmy Kimmel." It's stupid. Like are we adults? Free speech moves humanity forward. Let's see what the person held on. Agreed. He wasn't allowed to block anyone due to free speech. They blocked him for a 5-second social media site. Yeah. YouTube doesn't even let me type and spell the name Trump. I have forced not to. Okay, come on. They let you type Trump. You know how many videos I got for Trump? When we stop talking, that's when violence start. Yep. That's what they want. That their solitary agenda. We got to stop it. We got to stop at every little thing they saying. Even Vivek just made this whole speech and said it's not about left, it's not about the right. And then people in the comments still say, look what they did to Trump. He's talking about Democrats and the Republicans. They're putting us against each other. Don't be a part of that. Say, yeah, you see what you did, left? You see what you did? You see what you're trying to do? They're trying to do to us? They did that to us 4 years ago. Now you guys don't like it, right? Okay, let's stop it from now on. Okay, you saying we doing that to you? Okay, y'all did that to us years ago, remember? Remember what's her name? Okay, so let's stop it from here on out. We're not going to do that no more. Instead, they're like, nope, I don't want to hear it. Nope, you did it to me. Nope, you did it to me first. Nah, I did it to you. Now, nope. Now you want to cry about it. No. Are we adults? Does that make a world better? If you're the good guy, right, the good versus evil, if you're on the good side, when the evil people finally start to wake up, you're going to say, nope, you evil. Nope, you can't come over here to the good side now. Nope, remember you were evil? Nope, you can't be an angel now. What are you talking about? Welcome them with open arms. Okay, good. You get it. Finally, I was trying to make you understand. Now you understand what is happening to you. I wish that you could have got it a little earlier, but now you understand, right? Better late than never. Let's go. Let's make America great again. But instead, you want to harp on a point. Look, I was right. Look, see? Shut the hell up and grow up. This is not a left, right, black, or white. These fucking politicians who stay in office for 20, 40, 50 years and pass it down to their children, they are playing us like a fucking fiddle. And sometimes I think we deserve it. Because all they got to do is say, look at them. Look what they doing. And you forget all about them. Wait, forget them. We asked you to do this. We asked you to stop the wars. Why are we giving billions of dollars to other countries when we all sitting there, Republican and Democrat, you need to eat? Groceries going up, gas is growing up, people can't afford a house no more, the mortgage rate. Why are we not on that? We let them distract us with the simplest shit and the simplest arguments. Wait till you inside your house with your cheap groceries on your cheap land that you got at a cheap price, at a cheap interest rate, and then we can argue about the knick-knack paddywhacks. Stop being self-righteous so much that you become the fucking devil. Remember, in the Bible, the demons were falling angels. At one time, they were good. At one time, they were the biggest, brightest. They were next to God, and they decided to go out and fall. And that's what you're doing. You think you're an angel, but you're a demon because you're not bringing people together. Once they figure out, oh, man, let's stop doing this. We were wrong about this. Don't harp on it. You treat them like kids. Okay, look, I told you to stop, and you did that. You see what happened? Are we going to do it again? Are we going to make the same mistake? No? Okay, let's move on. I forgive you. Otherwise, leave your holier than thou ass, your Sunday warrior ass at home. We don't need you. Make America great again. Make every other nation great again. We need to get our shit correct. Vivek is right, man. Shout out Vivek. Like, share, subscribe, all that.